saying? 10. I mean, even though we stand alone, we stand together.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for landing. Fasten your seatbelts. Thank you for flying Air Force Airlines. Oh, me. Call me the captain. Just blaze.
They say a family that prays together stays together, and one that walks apart just falls apart. So together we stand, divided we fall, united we form Voltron and take on all. Let's move, yes. The birds left the nest. I'm all grown up, I gotta fly with the rest. Best of the best.
Yo, what's up to all my angels and heathens out there? We are back with a new episode, man. And first, let me just say this, man. I appreciate the feedback that we've been getting, man. It's like,
yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, and like, it's nuts to me still how people respond to the show. Because one, it's funny because I still don't think people understand what they were walking into when they listened to it, and I think they're pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
By the conversation, because it's not an attack. It's not like I'm trying to prove Terry wrong and Terry's trying to prove me wrong. It's right. He has a point of view, I have a point of view, and we have a conversation about it. And hopefully you guys, listen to it and it causes you to think. Whether you agree with me or Terry or not, hopefully it sparks a debate. Not even a debate, a conversation within your own mind and maybe amongst your friends, and you come to a conclusion. I told you about the lady that I work with. Yeah. Listen to it. And she experienced church hurt. We had the episode of church hurt, and she said she laughed and she cried. And, me talking about my experience caused her to think about her experiences, which I guess caused her to cry. But the way you delivered your message caused her to feel like, I'm going to give church another chance.
Cool.
And even though I was not there Sunday, I probably won't be there next Sunday either.
Y'all pray for this heathen.
I still take pride in the fact. I still take pride in the fact that we cause somebody to think and do something positive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not about, and that's once again, even though I might not be the most religious person, I'm not anti-religious. And so therefore, if this woman was like, you know what, this makes me want to be a better person, I'm going to go back and try church again, I'm all for it. Yeah. I'm here for it. Yeah. And I like the fact that we had that impact.
Yeah.
Oh, just one person. That's all it takes. I don't care if it's 1 or 100.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
it is.
Leaving a mark in a man's life that would be erased.
There you go. Preach out.
Oh, my God.
Ain't that what Kurt say? Preach out.
But you know what? I gotta take a shower now. I feel dirty.
But the thing is, I think you hit the nail on the head a couple episodes ago where you talked about a belief being challenged.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, people are just locked into what they believe, and it's never actually challenged. And I can say, as I've grown and matured, there are some things that I literally thought and believed. You know what I'm saying? But then, through doing some more studies and stuff like that, my belief was challenged. And it's like, yo, maybe I wasn't right on this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we just think we are right because we've been thinking this way. See, the thing is, we've been thinking this way for so long, you would just automatically think you're right.
Yeah.
I've been thinking like this since I was 20. Been thinking like this since I was 10. Thinking like this. You know what I'm saying? So after so long, I'm right.
Yeah.
And come to find out, you might have been wrong for years. And that's why it's good to have these conversations because it's challenging our beliefs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about, if you think about like lifting weights, right? It's all about resistance, right? And you get stronger.
Yep.
And that's how I feel like the strongest muscle in your body is really your brain. Mm-hmm. And this is why I'm always like challenging myself with different thoughts and whatever. And not to say that I'm just open to any thought because you can have your own beliefs and still resist and still be able to articulate your point. But the whole point is to open yourself up to at least a different point of view.
Yes.
And you can agree or disagree.
Yeah.
But I just find, like you said, people have these beliefs that they just grew up with and was indoctrinated with, and they don't even understand why. They just doing it out of tradition or whatever, and they never challenge it.
Yep.
And so... And they're not able to articulate. They're not even able to explain to themselves why they do what they do. They just do it. And I just...
Well, my mama said... my grandma said. And it's like, okay, grandma could have been wrong. Right. My mama said.
Right. Mama said, foosball is the devil.
It's the devil.
But why, though? Why? It's like...
Why is it the devil?
And that's, and as a kid, I was always inquisitive like that. Because you're not just about to tell me something is without explaining why it is. And this is why I appreciate people like you. And Tony, Nardo, Lolita, Coco, like y'all took the time to say, this is why. Even if, sometimes it was just because I said so. But,
Yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But at the same time, I appreciated the explanations because it's like, okay, at least there's a thought process behind it.
Sure.
You're not just some robot just doing something that you was instructed to do, and you just never question why. Because I just, that part of it, because I just refuse to believe that you were given a brain just not to use it. I just refuse to believe that. Why go through the process of creating this thing that's so intricate and complex just to be like, don't use that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like, that just makes no sense to me, and I feel like a lot of people do that. But anyway, back to this topic of the week. We were talking about decisions, choices, and the costs that come along with that.
Ooh-wee.
And, there's a series of things that happened this year, something most recently this week, where people get so caught up in the immediate moment that they don't think about the long-term impact of their decision-making. Was it Mel Tucker?
Yeah, Mel Tucker.
Now, listen, as Michigan fans, I am more than happy to talk about this. Because this will only happen at MSU. I wish it happened at Ohio State, but, I'll settle for MSU.
But it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? At the same time,
I'm being facetious.
Y'all got to pray for this heathen. It's unfortunate. Okay? It's unfortunate. We are both Wolverines over here. It's unfortunate it happened at Michigan State. And by no means, let's put this disclaimer out there.
Yeah.
We are not, quote unquote, preying on this man's downfall for clickbait or ratings or anything like that. The whole point of this episode is for everyone to start examining themselves and the choices that they make.
Yeah. Well, I want to say I endorse that, but at the same no, because I got to put this out. Listen, this is a grown man who made a stupid decision.
Oh, goodness.
It ain't my fault. It's not my responsibility. He did something dumb, not me.
He admitted it.
Yeah.
He admitted it. That he
you really kind of.
But some people might not even know what happened.
But here's my thing, though. Like, he admitted it. Like, did he admit it, or did he get caught, and then he just kind of confirmed what we already knew?
That's a whole nother argument right there, because a lot of times folks, you know what I'm saying?
People tell the truth sometimes when they have to. It's like, we already know.
Because once they get caught, right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's just confirmation at this point. You ain't really admitting anything. We already know. She told us. I'm just saying, like, because I get what you're trying to do. Like, we're not trying to use this for salacious and all this other stuff. We don't need the controversy. Y'all heard the last show. We don't need Mel Tucker to do a good show. But I'm just like, like, if you do something stupid and we acknowledge how stupid it was, that's on you, my G. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Well, I think what needs to happen is when you see situations happen, and we've seen this over and over and over, it's like, you ought to ask yourself, what can I learn from this?
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because right now, which, later on sometime, and I think, those that believe, pray for that man. Pray for his family. And that's what we want to talk about today is your choice is how it can affect other people. It's affecting his wife.
Man, he got kids?
I don't know if he got kids, but he's married, and he got caught. For those that may not know, he got caught in a phone sex entanglement, if you will. A phone sex entanglement, if you will.
Man, I've never used the word entanglement so many times since Jada Pinkett Smith. I just crazy. I know.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the word existed till she
made it popular.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he got caught in a phone sex entanglement with a woman that
of all people too.
How can I say this? She's an advocate against sexual harassment and sexual misconduct and stuff like that.
Mind you, she was a rape victim.
Yes.
And, she took kind of the point you were making where she took her experience and her story and turned it into something positive where she would go to school and highlight and emphasize these are the ways that people can act and conduct themselves and create an environment to which these things can happen.
Right.
Went to MSU. Yep. To teach this.
Hired by MSU to teach this.
Yeah. And of all people
the head coach
to hit on, you pick this chick to, I'm like,
this woman.
It takes
this woman.
You have to be, the level, honestly, like, you have no discretionary bone in your body. I don't understand. You the coach of MSU. All right, it ain't the coach of Michigan, but still, you coach, you got a profile. You could have got. I mean, not that I advocate cheating, I do not. But my guy, of all the women to go after, this is the one. It's just like you have to be so toned up. You have to be so oblivious of yourself, of her, of the like. It's so stupid. It's almost like he went to MSU.
Wow. Okay. Now.
Did he graduate from MSU? Does he have a degree?
No, I'm not going. I don't think he graduated from MSU, but that's a whole other story.
I'm just saying,
You probably
it's
making
so
some
stupid.
Spartans fans mad right about now.
Listen, nobody told you to go to Michigan State.
The thing is, as you were saying, that one of the things I was thinking about is how sin, if you will,
Yeah.
or wrongdoing, a lot of times you don't even see how dumb or stupid you are when you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I think we all can agree that there are some things that as we look back over our life,
Oh, boy.
we would have to say, what in the world was I thinking?
See the point?
Yeah. Yeah. In case y'all did not know, this
We'll talk about that
heathen.
one day.
Yeah. He got arrested at Cedar Point. Who gets arrested at Cedar Point? We go all the way to Ohio.
Me?
The state that Ohio. Yeah, y'all know.
I know, yeah.
Anyway,
If there's a
and he
worse
gets
place to get arrested, I don't know.
there.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But we've all done some things, but at the time, we didn't realize. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to preach a sermon on that, but I'm not here to preach because some people need to forgive themselves for the stuff they did in their past. Because some folks are still being haunted by their past. Like, I can't believe I did that, or
Yeah.
I allowed that to happen, or I was in that situation
Yeah.
for so long, or I messed up that money like that. You know what I'm saying? They still beating themselves up. But even now, this situation, it should be a wake-up call for a lot of people to look at your decisions, even though this wasn't a event, if you will.
Yeah.
It's going to cost him forever.
Man. So, wait a minute. Is he, because I think they said he was fired, then they say he was
No,
suspended.
no, he's not fired yet.
Okay.
See, the thing
Yeah.
is, no, it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
He'll never coach
Gotta
another
see.
day in his life at Michigan State. It's coming. Right now he's suspended without pay. So whenever they get suspended without pay, the firing is next. So what they're going to do is do the little quote-unquote investigation. See, they couldn't fire him immediately
Yeah.
because then he could do a lawsuit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fire without cause.
Yeah,
They-
you know.
Yeah, they got it.
So they got to do the investigation
Process.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's all
But
procedural.
exactly. But he's
Yeah.
on his way out.
Oh, yeah.
He's on his way out. But the thing is, he just signed a contract, I think it was last year, and he's got an $80 million contract that he's about to lose.
What was it, like 96 over like 10 years? So it's like 9.
Yeah, well, he's already
Yeah, he
been
got
coaching,
1
so
year.
he got 1 year
Yeah.
done. You know, so it's like still another $80 million on the table because you wanted to have phone sex.
Man, listen.
What kind of conversation was that?
Man, first of all,
80 million?
listen. There's
Come on,
cheaper
man.
ways to get off. But
Oh goodness.
listen,
Oh,
hey, I'm
goodness.
just saying. Not that I know from experience. I just heard from some friends.
Y'all pray for him over here.
Listen, I ain't got
Yeah.
80 million to blow. I ain't got $80 to blow like that.
Man.
I wish I would. But no, here's the thing, man. And this is the thing that just, and it's funny because as I get older, and you've known me basically my whole life,
Mhm.
when I'm the voice of reason, you know that's a bad position.
Yeah, that's bad. When
Like,
you making sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
when I'm looking at you sideways,
Yeah.
like, you did what? You know, it's just one of those things where I like so.
But we keep seeing this.
No, we keep saying
We've seen it with John Morant. Bad
Yeah.
decisions, okay? We see it with Mel Tucker. Bad decisions. Hey, and we're not going to go down that road. I'm not going to fight you today. But our former mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, bad decisions. You understand? Kobe Bryant. Nobody
decision.
talks about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
glad they don't. But when he got caught up in that alleged, quote unquote, supposed to have been a rape case and
Yeah.
all that, what everybody knew.
But see,
know.
but no,
But
but
it was
that's a good example to bring up because when you make bad decisions, even though I don't think that he did what he was accused of, when you make the bad decision to cheat on your wife, you put yourself in a position.
There you go. Right.
And so this is the thing. Like, it's funny because you see the box set right there. I'm watching The Godfather, right? Recently. That's one of my favorite movies. Michael was so strategic, right? One of my, you know how you watch a movie so much that you notice subtle things?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a scene in the movie where he goes to, this is when he first becomes the Don. He goes to Nevada and he's talking to Mo Green because he wants to buy him out. And his brother Fredo's already there
Mm-hmm.
because he was, trying to learn the business. And he has all these girls in the room. Now, anybody with that position, that power, would have been all for that. Michael's like, yo, get the girls out the room. I'm here for business.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like Michael didn't allow himself to be distracted from the course at hand.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't. He was strictly business. And it's like, yo, you the coach of MSU. You have a profile. You have a role of leadership. You have 90 million reasons to think about your actions. So for you to consciously put yourself in the position that you put yourself in, me personally, I don't have any sympathy. I have zero sympathy and listen, I know we all make mistakes.
But he messed up, man.
But some things are just stupid.
This
is just dumb.
But that's the thing. It's just like the phrase, you can't see the forest for the trees. When you in it, you can't see it.
No.
Think about the dumb stuff we've done.
No.
I know it's been some dumb stuff I did.
One, I was younger. Two, I still do some dumb stuff. So point is,
about to say,
I know, yeah, okay, let me rephrase
what?
it. Point is, sometimes when you do, I get you, sometimes when you do dumb stuff, you're in the thick of a situation most times, right?
Right.
This is like, okay, he approached her. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm just trying to walk through this thing. So you bring her out. She comes in to talk about whatever she's there to talk about. You have this, you attracted to her. Okay. Common sense or discretion don't kick in and say, hey, I'm the coach of MSU. Whatever I do negatively is going to be news, right? There's a whole college campus of grown women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to profile this chick
Mm-hmm.
and potentially put myself in, because just the optics alone, even if she consented or whatever, right, it just looks bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing though, and I don't know if this is gonna come out right, but our mindset is at the level we're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based off of the amount of money you make, about the amount of money I make, the type of house I have, type of house you have, type of car. Our mindset is somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
His is, I got an $80 million mindset.
Right.
I can do whatever I want to do. And watch this now. Watch this.
Okay.
You ready? Follow me now.
That's a good angle.
About how they say absolute power does what? It corrupts.
Okay.
It's like when you get to a certain level.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not condoning it, but we've seen it where you be sitting back saying, dude, how is it somebody can get to that level? And then all of a sudden you're doing stupid stuff. Well, there's a guy in the Bible, one of my favorite biblical characters, David. David was the king, man.
Yeah.
Now watch this. We don't hear about David messing up when he was tending to the sheep.
Yeah.
We don't hear about David messing up when he fought Goliath.
Yeah.
We don't hear about David messing up at none of them points when he was at war. But once David became king, there's a story. I don't know if you remember the story when he went up on the rooftop and he saw Bathsheba over there taking a shower.
Yeah.
And she's a married woman.
No such thing as a privacy fence.
You see what I'm saying?
Like,
But, David was peeping, and
Right.
he saw her.
Right.
Now, he's the king.
Right.
You got a couple wives or whatever, right?
Yeah.
David got but yet he saw her.
Yeah.
And out of all the other women
Yes.
under his kingdomship, if you will,
Yeah.
he says, go get her.
And put her husband on the front line.
That was crazy. That's a whole nother. I'm going to do a series one day called Scandal. About the different scandals in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like David, that was out cold. You know what I'm saying? That was out cold. You put my man on the first off, you tried to get him drunk.
Yeah, dude.
And then try to get him drunk first.
That's crazy.
That's a whole nother story. Y'all need to study on David, man. David,
David was a mess.
Here's
the thing, though, and it's funny how we'll talk about something and it kind of bridges to another topic, because if we're talking about absolute power, right?
Yep.
I've always said, whenever you got money and power, there's always going to breed corruption.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it is.
It's very dangerous.
This is why my issue with money in the church has always been.
Whoa.
That's a whole other
Whoa.
That's a whole other topic.
Who wants a broke preacher?
I don't care if you.
No. How about this? Since he brought it up.
That's the problem.
Hold on.
That's the problem
Hold on. Since you brought it up, let's say,
God.
for instance, you came to church one Sunday, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and after I got done preaching,
Yeah.
you getting ready to leave. You like, man, that was a good message, man. I was really inspired.
Yeah.
I'll be like, okay, cool. Hey, can you give me a ride home? Because I don't even have a car. You'll be like, what kind of preacher are you that don't have a car? God
Right.
can't bless you with a car.
So
You
two
done
things.
sat up here and gave us all this word about your God, and your God can't even give you a car. And I can say, no, I got a car, but my battery dead. Can you give me a boost? I keep cables. I keep cables.
Why you
in
making
the
this,
trunk.
making this dude sound so?
Come on now.
No. Okay.
What type of pastor do folks want?
Two things. To
If the
that.
pastor got a nice car, oh, it's a problem with that. Then if he got a hoopty, it's a problem with that.
Two things with that. Here's
Y'all
the
want
thing.
us riding a donkey.
No.
That's
because-
what y'all want the preacher struggling.
No.
Go ahead,
No.
go ahead, go
There's
ahead.
two things. One, there's a lot of real estate between not having a car and having a Bentley, right?
What? Go ahead.
There's
Go ahead. I got you.
There's a
I got
Chrysler
you on that.
300 in there somewhere in the middle, right? If they still make it, I don't even think we still.
No, they don't make it.
But
But
you know-
why I got to be a 300?
You know
Why
what I'm
can't
saying.
have nice stuff?
There's a Jeep, right? Like, you know,
Oh,
there's-
go ahead. Let's get
somewhere-
back. Let's get back.
Why this
We're gonna
thing-
talk about that one
No,
day.
but
We're
let me
gonna
just
talk
make
about
this
it
one point real quick. However, this is what I always get annoyed by, because when you're talking about people who are promoting a way of life and all this other stuff, that's what the focus should be. Like, you think about people like Gandhi. I always ask people, what kind of car did Martin Luther King drive? You don't know. You don't know.
Mhm.
Because it was never about that.
Probably had Cadillac.
Probably. Point is, but we don't know because it was never
Diamond
about
in the
that.
back.
It was never the
Marty Mark. I'm just playing.
Man.
I like Mark. That was my guy.
Welcome to the
I have
last
a dream.
show of the
I have a dream. That one day
that
we
caddy.
preachers, we gonna come up.
Right. One day
It's $2.50 ain't gonna work.
we're gonna get out
Go
that
ahead.
bungalow.
Come on. Go ahead.
Right. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But no, but back to the topic though, because I can't wait for that episode. But
we
anyway,
gonna do that one.
I can't wait for that one.
Right.
But
You want me to get an Uber to church?
no, listen.
Go ahead. Go
It's
ahead. Go
about
ahead.
the
Go
word.
ahead.
I'm
Go
just
ahead.
saying.
Go ahead.
I don't get caught up in that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know some people need, the gimmicks, but personally,
Okay. Next
Personally.
episode. We do that on another episode. Y'all see
Personally.
that's gonna be hot.
listen, if you need to drive a Bentley to get people's attention, that says more about you than it does me. But just saying.
Wow.
Because I got people. Listen, I had there's a Jeep out there. I'm gonna show you when we get through. I was still be able to pull people based on what I said and did, not based on what I drove. But anyway, back to Mel Tucker and his sexual assault. My whole thing is, and not to just belabor the whole Mel Tucker situation, is just the most recent example of bad decision. Because we can talk about John Morant,
Bad decisions.
right? Got all that money, made a bad decision. Now I forgave him the first time.
John Morant.
Yes, because
Okay.
it was like, okay, you're young, you got all that money, whatever. Okay, I can understand. You got the world the world's your oyster, right?
The world is mine. Twism.
All these temptations hit
Yeah.
you at once.
Yeah.
I can understand just being so overwhelmed by that, right?
Sure.
Because he's young as opposed to some middle-aged man with a family. Okay, cool. The second time, that's when I'm like, dummy. You know what I'm saying? You big dummy. Like, dude, you just apologized.
And did it again.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Pops Tony used to tell me this all the time. A mistake is something you do by accident. That happens a couple times. And hopefully you learn your lesson.
Mhm.
Beyond that, it's a habit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. People keep making these bad decisions. Well, first of all, we live in a day and age, depending on who it is, we will justify their nonsense.
Yes.
We will justify their
right.
nonsense.
You're right.
And make excuse after excuse after excuse to, we human. I'm trying not to cuss. No stuff.
Mhm.
Right? No stuff. We know that. Here's the problem, though. There has to be some form of accountability. We get so caught up. I think some people conveniently get so caught up in the whole don't judge thing.
Right.
Judgment is, okay, I am just trying to put myself on a moral high ground to look down on somebody else.
Mhm.
Accountability is you fell short. Here are the rules you were to adhere to,
Mm-hmm.
and you fell short of that.
Okay.
People don't grow unless they take accountability. If we
Yes.
can get everybody
I
a
agree.
pass,
I agree.
and we've been giving people passes depending on whether we like them or not.
Right.
And that's been my problem with a lot of stuff. You brought up Kwame Kilpatrick. There's a lot of people that bring up that gave this dude passes because he black, because he this, and because he that. Did he or did he not do wrong? Because last time I checked, he went to jail for RICO charges. They don't think about who got RICO charges.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Like, have you got RICO charges?
You want to explain what that is to folks?
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know no RICO. That's what you say. Actually, I got a RICO charge. I don't know.
I just know if the federal government.
I put money in the meter. I don't know. I don't know what a RICO charge is.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Maybe I am.
It's above my pay grade.
I just know if the federal government knocks on my door and there's a warrant for my arrest and it says RICO.
Let me tell you something. If anything federal come my way, I'm nervous.
Dude, I'm talking about everybody.
Federal.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll show you where they at.
Hey, bro, bodies are right there.
Hey, right.
I would pick them up for you.
Oh, no. Federal?
Bruh, I'm not. Listen, God, the IRS, and the federal government, I'm not dealing with.
Come on.
I am not crossing any of those things.
I don't know what the RICO charge is. I just know he made a lot of bad mistakes, but I'm quite sure he's learned.
But even here's my problem with that. Like, here's okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. No.
You might know where I'm going with this.
Here we go.
No. Okay. Oh, man, I'm trying to be good. Okay. I feel like, and I'm going to use myself, right? I feel like there was a certain point where I would call out stuff and people would get so mad because it was me saying it.
Yeah.
You right? Because I remember there was a situation that you know about. I went on Facebook and crazy. Yep. But then even with the Kwame Kilpatrick one, right? I remember in real time I was saying this, and everybody was so up his butt that they were just like, no. I remember there was a protest. People were wearing Kwame Kilpatrick jackets and stuff. And it was like, okay, so you have the evidence in your face, and you are basically leapfrogging the evidence just so you can come to the conclusion that you want to come to, which is he's being targeted, he's being this, he's being that. No, he's being held accountable. When you are the mayor of a major city, we don't have time to sit up here and hold your hand. Here's the thing.
Here we go.
We don't have to. Listen, this is a mostly black city.
Well, but he was targeted day one.
Okay, wait. Time out.
I'm gonna tell you why he was targeted right off the bat. You ready? Here we go. No. I'm
Let's
do
it.
This.
I'm gonna let you cook.
Okay, it's time to cook. Right off the bat, he was targeted.
Okay.
Because he had that big old earring in his ear. Okay. And we never really seen a politician. Mm-hmm. It would be for Detroit. You know what I'm saying? When I first saw him, I said, "Man, is that a big old diamond?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you about to represent us as the mayor. Boy. You know, you're gonna be going to Washington and all this stuff. So right then. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he was young. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, he made some mistakes. And I don't think that people were giving him a pass when you talking about protests and shirts and all that. And me personally, I don't feel that I'm not giving him a pass, but I don't feel the punishment was fitting what he did. They gave that man almost 30 years. Come on now. They gave him 27 years.
I'm going to let you cook.
Now, here's the thing.
Obey on this.
Here's the thing, okay? At the end of the day, which we all know, and we're not trying to go political, but we know all these politicians do what he was doing. They come on now. It is what it is. You know, that's why politics and religion don't mix, because politics is very dirty.
You got an amen out of me.
Oh, there it is. An amen. We getting close, y'all. Next thing, gonna have a Swanson fan.
Hey, teach us today.
No, you did.
Come on.
Teach us today. But watch this. At the end of the day, okay, he got caught doing some stuff. Same stuff that other politicians. What's his name? Marion Barry in D.C.? They had him on video doing cocaine. And got reelected. Who did he run against? You know what I'm saying? Like,
the drug dealer? The guy that sold him the crack?
The whole room was smoking.
Listen.
But the thing was, he made mistakes. He made a mistake. Okay. Messed up several mistakes. Okay. Learned from it. Went to jail.
Yes.
I think the issue is people was feeling like, yo, that's kind of harsh, man. You giving this man almost 30 years? And didn't even kill nobody.
Can I jump in?
Oh, goodness.
Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
This is what's frustrating for me. You.
Here we go.
Nardo.
Here we go.
Tony. Let me have it. If there's one thing that I learned growing up with y'all is you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
Yes.
Conduct yourself accordingly, and you don't have to worry about certain things.
Yes.
I learned accountability from y'all.
Yeah.
So it frustrates me to know where I was to the point I am now.
And we stopped you from getting 27 years.
Exactly. I didn't get no RICO charges because of y'all.
You ain't got, right.
But, no,
but see, I'm going to tell you where he messed up at, in my opinion. I wasn't there. But I really believe, like you just mentioned, me, Nardo, and Tony, you had folks you were accountable to. I don't believe Kwame ever had people that he was accountable to that was going to tell him, look, man, stop doing that. You wrong.
No. So what we're not going to do is make excuses.
Here we go.
This dude went to college.
I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying.
This dude went to college. This dude had the benefit that most black people his age did not have. He
True.
was educated.
True.
He knew better. Let's not act like this dude didn't know right from wrong.
You can't. Stop.
Here we go.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Here we go.
You can't say that when somebody grew up around politics. This is what politicians do. This is what I've been seeing since I was a kid. This is what I know to do. So now when I do this, I'm used to this. I grew up around this.
You know how?
So you can't just sit up here and say that.
You know how people know stuff is wrong?
How?
They lie about it.
That's what politicians do.
No.
They lie all the time.
No.
No, that's what politicians do.
No. When people, it's a part of politics, but my point is, people know when they're doing something wrong, when they have to obscure it, hide it, and lie about it.
It's called politics.
It's
called being a politician.
Listen, about certain things, there's levels to this. Now, when you getting RICO charges, that's beyond being
What
a
is a RICO charge?
I don't know. I feel like we need to Google it at this point.
That,
I know.
We don't know what is a RICO charge?
Well, you look it up and let me cook for a second. Here's my
I'll
thing.
let you cook.
Here's my thing about that situation. My thing with that situation is, one, just being a black man, you a target.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
You know that going in, right? It used to be a time where we had to be twice as good, which actually worked to our benefit because when we were twice as good, we were twice as good, right? Once we were able to get into certain spaces, we took over. Look at the NBA. Look at golf. Look at anything we touched. Once we were allowed in those spaces, we took over. Why? Because we had to work twice as hard as our counterparts, right? So, going in, this ain't nothing new. Kwame became, mayor, 2000 something? Right? So you mean to tell me you the mayor of Detroit? We've had riots here in the 60s. We could just talk about nationally what we went through as black people, right? You are aware of just being black walking into a room, you're going to be looked at a certain way. So
True.
I ain't even mad about the earring, even though me now looking at it is like, okay, that does. Holding certain offices comes with certain responsibilities. And I know it might sound trivial to some people.
True.
Or earring, whatever. You have to carry yourself a certain way when you get certain positions, right? But the earring notwithstanding, you took over a black city. You took advantage of a black city. And one of my biggest issues is that you being a black person, know what we're up against. And for you to take advantage of that city for your own benefit, you threw your own people under the bus. Okay. And that's always been my issue with him. Everything he did was for self. The thing
I can't say everything.
Everything he did was for
Can't
self.
say everything.
He took a lot of credit for things Archer did. He took credit for the casinos. Had nothing to do with that. Even the Super Bowl, he had nothing to do with that. They planned that years in advance.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
So you say allegedly.
No, that's how that stuff works.
Well, we can't. Okay.
And we had paperwork. Like, it literally was announced during Archer's term when they were talking about bringing the Super Bowl here. That had nothing to do with Kwame Kilpatrick.
Okay.
Here's the thing. When you talk about, I could tell you the exact moment where I was, officially done with him was when he lied about the Navigator. Because I don't think anybody questioned whether or not you should have a Navigator. Because I'm just like, okay, I see the president driving in motorcades. I see any other head of city, state, government. So I'm like, okay. So to me, it was such a dumb thing to lie about. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that he lied about that, it begs the question, okay, what else would he lie about? This dude put out a memo talking about your government-issued cell phones can be subject to search and being made public. And guess what this dude does? He uses his city-issued cell phone to text.
But that goes back to my original
his
point.
concubine.
That when you...
I just want to use the word concubine. I just want to use the word concubine.
Listen. That goes back to my original point.
Yes.
Okay? When you're in sin or wrongdoing, you're going to do dumb stuff on top of dumb stuff. When Adam messed up, he tried to literally hide from God. You can't hide from that. You know what I'm saying? And the phrase say, what you do in the dark, it's going to come to light. It's going to come out.
But,
so the thing is, and you mentioned it earlier about lying. It's like, now you got to lie or do something to cover up this lie, to cover up this lie, to cover up this lie. You know what I'm saying? And it's just always easier to tell the truth. But the thing is, yes, I think we agree Kwame made some bad decisions. But the thing is, what we're talking about today is for everybody. It's like the choices,
but
the decisions.
But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that when we sit up here and say, well, they had this and wait there, it creates an environment of enablement, right? You see it right now with Trump. Right, I always said Trump is the white Kilpatrick or Kwame's the black Trump. They're essentially the same. If you really think about it, they're essentially the same personalities.
I think we need to say that for politics.
No, okay, we will, but they are essentially the same personalities in the sense of, they would do anything and say anything to keep power. They would say anything or do anything.
Those are politicians. You're defining politicians.
Okay, but there's a level. They take it to another level.
They're politicians.
Now, they take it to another level. I'm just saying, they just take it to another level. There's levels to this.
I see we're going to have to do an episode on this
on the
political.
No, I agree with you. But no. But getting off of Kwame, get back to the whole the concept of choices, right? I think what we need, I think in this day and age, like I said, we've justified certain things.
True.
Right? When we've allowed people, in the name of humanity, we've kind of lowered the bar in terms of accountability, because we're not as harsh on people. We're harsh about certain things. Like LeBron James gets beat up all the time. Just if he doesn't take the last shot, he gets destroyed on Twitter, right? Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lack of accountability. I think there's a lack of self-awareness. I think there's a lack of selflessness. I think there's a lack of self-reflection. And all of those things prevent you from making bad decisions, right? And we live in a day and age where it's just okay, well, I want to feel good or I want to have fun. I'm going to do me, right? And it's a lot easier to do you when you got $90 million and you got the position he had, right? Mel Tucker. But even on a normal day basis, listen, I don't have $90 million, but I have a good paying job. You know where I come from. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me I'm going to work that hard to get to the position just at Chrysler, forget the sneaker stuff that I'm doing and the opportunities I got from that. I'm not going to work that hard to get to that position to ruin it off of one. I can't tell you how many times I want to put hands on people, but I don't, because I'm just you know what? I'm going to be the one. Can I just tell a story real quick? Mm-hmm. This goes back to decisions. And so when I have the opportunity sometimes to go to schools and talk to teenagers, and it's such a fulfilling thing, because it's if you can reach them at that age, same way you reach me, right? When I was younger, I was probably about 19 years old. I was working at this electrical company where they would do the electrical and whatnot, obviously. Anyway, long story short, Rebecca Smith, she got me the job there. One day, it's in the middle of summer. I'm on my hands and knees. So they had this big roll-up door, this big 20-foot roll-up door. And people would park in the parking lot, and they would come in and out that roll-up door as opposed to the office. So I'm on my hands and knees, and I'm cleaning out. It's like this gutter system that was right on the inside of the door. I'm on my hands and knees. Mine's just a 20-foot door. 2 project managers are coming in. And instead of stepping around me, they step over me, and then look back and laugh. So I know they knew what they was doing when they did it. I'm 19. You know how I was at 19. This is fresh out of Cedar Point? So my first thought is, they catching these hands. You know what I'm saying? I bet they won't do it again. But for some reason, I swear to God, I don't know where it came from. Something just told me, you're going to be the one arrested. You're going to be the one to lose your job. And then where does that leave you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, cool. And it took everything in me. I've never been so angry in my life. It was you're just so mad you want to cry because you don't have any other way to express the anger.
Restraint.
Yeah.
It's that restraint.
And I was just
tearing up.
And it was a guy I worked with named Jim Medill. He saw the whole thing happen. And I remember, because I had to go in the back, and I just had to compose myself. And he put his arm around me. He was like, yo, I'm proud of you. I saw the whole thing. I'm proud of you. You did the right thing. Didn't feel like it at the time. Fast forward, I go from working in this warehouse to getting into the apprenticeship, right? Getting my license, getting a job at Chrysler. So now, I think I was working nights. I first started working nights. And so from time to time, I would still reach out to the guys in the warehouse that I work with. So one day I'm like, hey, I'm going to take y'all for lunch. Cool. So I show up there a little bit early. They're wrapping up so we can get ready to go for lunch. While I'm standing there waiting for them, guess who walks in? Those same 2 project managers, right? They see me, and they recognize me. I was like, oh, hey, you back working here? No. Oh, where you working at Chrysler. Oh, you doing like a project there? No, I actually work at Chrysler. Oh, how much money you working? How much money you making? That year, I think I made like 130. They only make 90. The look on their faces. Ooh, the look on their faces. And once again, my boy Jim was standing off to the side again. He saw the whole thing happen, and they looked so salty. These people went to school, probably got student loan debt. They got degree, man, all of that, right? They walk off mad in the mud because they just like, how, right? Jim comes around the corner. How did that feel? I was like, man, if I could put it in a bottle and smell it every now and then. And the whole point is decisions. If I had made the wrong decision because I was in my feelings and it would have threw off the whole trajectory of my life. My daughter gets to go to the top high school in the state right now because she got to go to the top middle school in the state. You know what I'm saying? Because I could afford it. Yeah. And it would have impacted her. It would have impacted me. It would have impacted my family. And so I tell kids that because it's like sometimes it's not about what you do, it's about what you don't do. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Choices, decisions. I was young. I had, you know what I'm saying? Nobody would have blamed me for, some people would have been like, oh, white people stepping over you. They would have understood me being a young black man, how that would have made me retaliate. Right. They would have made the same excuses, quote unquote. And I'm going to say excuses. But because I had people like you who planted that seed of, and I didn't even realize it in real time. It wasn't like I broke down like, okay, what should I do? It just, that thing that just pops up on your shoulder tells you not to do it. Now I make that thing. Come on now. That thing. I call it a conscience. Y'all call it whatever y'all want to. Holy Spirit.
Y'all stretch y'all hands towards me. My goodness.
But
need a super soaker with some
oil. But I mean, and it took a while, right? It took years, right? But full circle, I make more money than the people that stepped over me.
But here's the thing. Oh, that's a good analogy too. About yeah. Oh. But here's the thing though. You've had people in your life. Yeah. Maybe Mel Tucker didn't. Maybe he never did. We don't know.
It's hard to believe you get a job at
Hold on. Now, what? He's a head coach.
Dude, you know what you got to do?
It don't matter. See, right now, we assuming. And that's why you have to sit back. And I'm going to go ahead and put this part on our episode that everybody ought to be thankful for everybody that was a coach, a mentor, anybody that spoke into your life to help you get to where you are right now. Yeah. Everybody don't have that. That's why we sit back sometimes and say, how can somebody make a decision like that? You know, like right now, when my heart goes out to Ja Morant. Because for me, now watch this. Like you said, he young. Yeah. But at the same time, your daddy right there condoning this foolishness. And not telling him, son, stop. You just lost $60 million because you want to be sitting up here acting like you a thug. And so you really acting like, okay, I put you in the best school, son. Yeah. Why you trying to act like you come from this area that you didn't? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Where it's like he need to pull him aside. Stop. You already lost $60 million because you're trying to portray something. Right. Be who you are. You're a professional basketball player. So my whole point is you had a Nardo, you had a me, you had a Tony. You can't say that for everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So when people don't have that, they're going to make those mistakes.
Some folks are just right and wrong.
You got some folks that would have condoned it and said, man, if I was you, like the guy that said I saw the whole thing and tried to, he could have said, man, if I was you, I'll go over there right now and knock his head off.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know what? I should. But see, you had people there. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
And listen, I don't want to sound like cold-hearted, like, oh, it's just black and white. I understand there's context to it. However, I do feel like, part of the reason why silly stuff happens is because we allow silly stuff happening. Like, I think if people knew, I think that there was more consequences to people's actions.
No.
As opposed to.
The consequences are there. Watch Sometimes. This. No, every time. Watch this. Let's call it Mel Tucker. Yeah. You just lost $80 million. Yeah. On a phone call. Right. A phone call. Right. You ain't even sleep with the woman.
Right. But see,
even then, sleeping with her, I'm quite sure it wasn't worth no $80 million.
But when for sure not. I promise you that. It's like you could have got you a doll. Look, point is.
What? Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I've heard of these things. I don't have one. I'm just saying I heard. Point
Okay.
is, am I telling on myself? Point is,
Go ahead.
point is when we talk like specifically with Mel Tucker, right? When we talk about money, like corruption, those other stuff, you know what else it brings?
What?
Yes, man, enablers, and all this other stuff. Once again, kind of speaking to my point, like if you, we
But
said
look
this
at
in
the
our first show.
punishments, though.
We said,
Kwame, you just lost. Not only did you lost your freedom,
Mhm.
you lost your family,
Mhm.
you lost your degree where you can't even practice law. So the punishment was there.
yeah,
Okay, John Morant, you done already lost $60 million.
yeah,
Okay, Kobe.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to say praise God, but it's like that situation kind of
Oh, it
almost
could have went south.
It could have really went south.
Yeah.
It really could have
It
went
was
south.
precarious for a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
This
But
one is-
even then,
Yeah,
you know, and I know Kobe was your guy, but Kobe was not a quote unquote good teammate from what I heard.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? That,
sure.
And it's like, dude, if you're going to do that thing, why don't you talk to some of your teammates, tell you how to do it? You know, I'm not condoning it, but
Well, remember, allegedly he did talk to Shaq. Yeah.
No, no.
remember,
Yeah.
remember he did told on Shaq. Threw Shaq under the bus. Shaq watching TV like, what?
yeah, I should have did it like Shaq.
What I gotta
What?
do? Wait, what? Looking at his wife, like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Don't blow up my
Hey,
spot. 'cause you
right,
got-
man. You got hot. Hey, but no, like but the whole thing, like, I mean, I think we said it on the second episode. One of the best things you ever told me was, if you are the smartest person in your group, you need to find a new group.
Yep.
Right. And so for anybody listening, man, here's the thing. I get it. You know, sometimes we got urges. We're in situations where it might seem like, okay, this is the only way out, blah, blah, blah. But actually take the time. God gave you a brain. Take the time to think out logically how this is going to play out, how it's going to impact not just you, because a lot of people are so singularly focused. Huh?
Yeah. No, I said who it's going to affect.
Yeah, because some people are so focused on themselves, because like we live in this I'ma do me generation where it's like, look, your actions impact more than just you.
Yeah.
You got mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, kids, you know, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends.
But see, even then, as you're saying that, it's like this whole situation with Mel Tucker. I'm just thinking about, at the end of the day, it's affecting him.
Yeah,
It's affecting his wife.
yeah.
It's affecting the school. It's
for
about
sure.
to affect his players.
Exactly.
How many the parents of the players like,
Oh,
wait
boy,
a minute.
yeah.
I sent my son to your school to play football
For
because I believed in you. Now,
The
how
other
many
part that people don't think about.
right. So how many kids now about to transfer to a whole nother school now?
Yeah.
Because their coach is gone, and
Mhm.
you know it's affecting a lot of people. And a lot of times we make decisions and don't think about who is going to
fallout.
affect. Adam took a bite of fruit.
Allegedly.
It was fruit. The Bible says fruit. It affected the whole world.
That's the pagan in me.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I agree with you, and I just
Yeah.
think we need to and it's funny because, like I said, like coming from where I come from, you know, I did a lot of foolish stuff. But here's the thing, though, I can admit it. Like I don't beat myself up over it. I just learn from it. Right? I'm just like, okay, that was stupid,
Mhm.
right? Because it's like, to me, it's almost like speed bumps, right? Like the more speed bumps you hit, the slower you are to get to your destination, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm just like, okay, let's just avoid some speed bumps. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing, though, and this is what's funny to me. Now that I think about it, this is like therapy now. When I was younger, did some dumb stuff. It wasn't no, hey, we understand. Y'all was like, that's stupid.
Mhm.
Y'all let me have it. It
Yeah, we
wasn't
did.
no
We
y'all,
did.
clown. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Jabroni.
and you know
Rudy
what
Poo.
I did? I was like, I don't like being a clown. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the opposite of what clowns would do. I remember Coco one time told me, she was like, you must love the circus. I'm like, why? She's like, could you keep acting like a clown? Oh, okay.
Shout out to Coco.
Right. Alrighty then. You know what I'm saying? Okay, duly noted. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay. Like, if y'all would have sat there and said, hey, we understand.
But look how you
Hey.
turned out. You making 6 figures now.
Because y'all let me have it.
Exactly.
Y'all didn't-
Exactly.
but see, but
we
the
didn't
thing,
let you stay the same.
Y'all didn't sit there and say, hey, we understand. You've been through a lot. Hey, you know, you're just a
Those
kid.
are yes men. Yeah.
Yeah, like y'all let me have it. And like, had y'all done that, I'd have been like, okay, so it wasn't that bad. Because when you say stuff like that, it couches the actual action. It couches the negative impact that thing actually has.
Mhm.
Like we talk about Kwame, oh, well, you know, he might not have nobody. Okay, so now it couches what he actually did, as opposed to being like, no, that was really messed up.
It was messed up.
Like, it was,
But I'm just saying, not couching it, but I'm saying just be grateful for the people you do have, because some folks just didn't have
100%.
them people.
And this is why I always,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
listen to this day. I will always credit you, Nardo, Terry. I mean, you are Terry.
Right.
You, Nardo, Tony, Coco, Lolita, Randy. I will credit y'all till I am blue in the face because I
Credit me
promise
with a Corvette. How about that? Let me be a preacher with a Corvette since I can't have a caddy.
I'm gonna get you an Uber. I'm gonna get you an Uber pass.
You know what?
I'm gonna get you an Uber pass, and you can Uber anywhere you want to in the country. But like I would not. I'm gonna be the first to tell anybody. I would not be the man I am today without y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank. Period. Like I am not self-made in that sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like in some things, like I had to learn on my own, but at the end of the day, I had y'all to kind of steer me in the right direction because Lord knows I was rudderless, at a certain point. And so, but no, like I just need people to actually be conscious of the decisions because it is, you know what I'm saying? We do not exist in a vacuum. We do not, it's not like, well, I'm just doing me and nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to think about it. Like, dude, like, no, like somebody's watching.
Yep.
Like I'm still shocked by when people tell me, hey, I saw this. And it's like, I didn't think, and it's like, I'm so aware now that people are watching me and conscious of what I'm doing that I do feel some sense of responsibility, right, to think about what I do because there might be somebody out there that's like looking at me as inspiration, and here I am going to just throw it all away because of some situation that I found myself in, and I react to it, the wrong way.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, former clown, former fool, to, you know what I'm saying, to be like sitting here now and be like, yo, use your brain, dummy, you know what I'm saying? Idiot, stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
jabroni, clown.
That's why I can't feel
butthole, hard-headed,
like
ignoramus.
And once again, I'm trying to keep it PG, right? You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Terry. Like,
right.
Man.
I'm just thinking of some names you forgot. You just want to keep you on your toes. Don't you forget.
I love you, man. I'm telling you, you are the hall to my oats. You keep me grounded.
Oh my good. You know what?
You keep me grounded, man. You keep me.
I want to read something before we close this.
Go ahead.
Okay, and I think this is just real good. Of course, it's in the Bible, so it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Proverbs 16 and 18. Mm-hmm. No, that's not it. My bad. That's a good one, though.
Once again,
it said pride goeth before destruction. That's a good one. Yeah. That wasn't even the one I was going to read, but it says pride goeth before destruction.
It does.
Yeah. And a haughty spirit before a fall. But the scripture I wanted to read in that 16 and 25, it says this. It says, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death.
I wish you had quoted that earlier because I think that's part of the problem too. Depending on where you are in life, right? Like if you're in religion, too many times I hear people say they'll be in the church, but then all of a sudden when it's convenient, they're human. All of a sudden, because they know this is going to be the next topic on the next show.
A good episode,
Yeah, because it's like, listen, because like you said, there are ways that seem right to man, right?
Yeah.
Listen, depending on what it is, you can find any fool to co-sign your foolish behavior.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, there's a lot of people that have friends now where they ready to, just because they're your friend, they feel like they have to agree with you. Mm-hmm. I'm the type of friend where it's like, if I feel like you're doing something wrong, I had a friend of mine, and this is real short and sweet. I had a friend of mine, his wife was feeling some type of way about his relationship with a female friend of his.
Okay.
Right? Now, I know him. He wasn't trying to do anything bad, but it made her feel some type of way. Mm-hmm. Now, as his friend, he told me too. I think he had other friends who was like basically taking his side. Mm. I was like, you know what? Because I care about you as a friend, because I care about your relationship, and I know how much this marriage is to you. Is what you're doing benefiting you, or is it benefiting your marriage? Simple question.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, I guess it's just benefiting me. Okay, cool. Your wife is coming and telling you how she feels about something. So you got two choices. One, you can continue doing what you're doing, or you can let her know with your actions that you value her above anything else. And he made the hard decision to end that friendship. And it's not that they were doing anything wrong, but he realized, you know what? She's telling me she feels some type of way. My actions are basically telling her feelings don't matter. Because I'm getting what I want out of this, as opposed to focusing. And I told him, I was like, the way I put it, I think I was like, look, this is the woman that you said you want to have kids with. This is the person that you decided you wanted to marry. Right? Yep. So why is this person that you said you want to build a family with getting the feeling that this person that you say don't mean as much is getting all your attention. Even though I know you don't mean it that way.
Right.
But that's what good friends do. Good friends say, hey, you know what? I don't want to see you fall. And even though this might not be something you want to hear, I'm going to give you that because I want you to make good decisions. Yeah. And, you know, so I think to end this, one of the things is be self-aware, self-reflect, have a level of selflessness, because all of that, that's the equation to accountability. Yeah. And lastly, surround yourself with people that actually care about, not just tell you what you want to hear, tell you things you need to hear.
There you go.
And then that basically sets you up to making good decisions. So that way you ain't sitting there trying to figure out where my life went wrong, how did this happen, or whatever. You save yourself from all of that.
Oh, you sure? You sure you ain't ready to sound like you got a calling or something might be there. I don't know, man. Is the Jedi Force working on you?
I'm gonna start my own church, Stone Cold Church of God in Christ.
Oh my goodness! You know, Stone Cold. Hey, that might work. His name, my church is The Rock.
All right, I was gonna say we're gonna be beefed out. I'm gonna open my church right across the street.
Yeah, so y'all can come to The Rock.
Hey, right.
Stone Cold.
I'm gonna do like petty stuff.
Good name though.
I'm gonna do some petty stuff. Like I'm like entice people to come to my church by having like dinners.
Oh goodness.
Church. Hey,
you know what? We're not gonna deal with that. We're not gonna do that.
Hey, wait, we're doing a sneaker giveaway.
My last word for the day on this is once again is Proverbs 16:25, where it says, "There's a way that seemeth right." And a lot of times these events and these decisions may seem right.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it before you make this decision, before you make this choice. It might seem right. And a lot of these people we discussed, and you know, it's a lot of other examples and stuff. The point of this today is for you to look at the situation. Look, what is this going to cost me?
Yes.
What is this really going to cost? Is it worth it?
There's a price.
It seems right.
Yeah.
But the Bible says the end thereof are the ways of death, which is destruction, meaning, this can go bad. It can go real bad. So my advice, and I know his might be different, but you need to check with God first. The Bible says, in all thy ways, acknowledge him. He'll direct your path. Yeah. I'm
just going to end it with this.
Oh, good.
God gave you a brain. Use it. Just use it. I mean, it's there. Wow. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just turn it on.
I tried.
I'm just saying, like, it's just. Anyway, this is a great episode. I love it. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Hopefully this sparks a conversation. And let me say this too. If you have any topics,
yes.
If you have any questions, comments that you want us to address on the show, feel free to follow us on social media. Feel free to, I got a hotline now. I created a hotline. Okay. 248-677-1803. I probably should do this at the beginning of the show, but Anyway, call that hotline. You want to leave a comment, we can air it on the show. We can respond to it and address it.
The number on the screen?
Yeah, we'll do that. 248-677-1803. Call us with all your comments and questions, or if you have any topics that you want us to discuss, and we'll definitely do it on a future show. So until then, be blessed and good luck.